Here is our presentation on AI agents for health insurance. This is going to be largely a vision-based thing. Since in our hackathon we weren't able to get to everything, but our vision for an AI-powered health insurance broker. So here is us. This is Kian, Brian, and Darren. We are students, and we participated in the Devfest hackathon, which is where we met Natan and got invited. And yeah, let's jump into what our problem is. So the problem is health insurance is complex. Um, I don't know if you guys have ever looked at like one of your plans, but what are all of these terms? Like, what is coinsurance? What does your network mean? What does PPO mean? Um, and this is on purpose. Insurance companies make it purposefully hard to figure out what your plan covers and how much you're covered by, because if you use your plan actively, they are losing money. And that also means that you are probably losing money on your plan if you don't know how to pick the right plan or utilize your current plan fully. Here are some problem statements that we found of like people saying there are times where I feel overwhelmed because I don't know how to ask for help for my insurance plan. Reading the formulary, and this is something that Brian will get into later, which is the main crust of our project. But reading the formulary is really hard and really long. Um, and a survey of like 5,000 Americans showed that nearly 40% of insured Americans, so they already have insurance, struggle to understand what they do. And our claim is that it is not your responsibility as an employee or a founder to waste your time worrying about health insurance. Enter brokers. What are insurance brokers? Brokers are licensed experts who are on your side. Um, so if you have these questions about what your insurance plan covers, you tell your broker, hey, I got a family of three, my grandma's sick, I'm in New York, and your broker like answers all your questions. Um, What's the catch? Well, brokers are free. You don't have to pay anything to use their services, and they get paid on commission. So if your plan costs, let's say, 1,000 a month for your Anthem plan, they get paid typically like, let's say, I think like 6% on your monthly premiums. Um, and that's why they typically work to get coverage for businesses, because um, with a business of, let's say, like 10 to 20 employees, and the business sponsors $1,000 per month for each employee, brokers will make a lot of money just by helping one company enroll in benefits. But this cost is paid out by the insurance company, and you as the person who uses the broker will not have to pay anything. Here's a little bit of what they do. They'll recommend plans for you. So they typically work with insurance carriers directly to get the best prices. They might help out with enrollment, and this is typically for businesses. They will handle underwriting, which means like if you have like less than this many employees, are you qualified for this plan, so on, etc. Um, and this is what we want to get into, providing support and explaining coverage. So during the plan year, after you have enrolled, um, brokers are there to answer questions year round about what your plan does for you. And this is what Brian will go into with the Demystify AI agent.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, so behind the scenes, the Demystify AI is powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT researcher and pre-processed healthcare insurance data. So next slide. So this is a demo, and the first thing you enter is your insurance coverage, and then you also enter what type of prescription drugs you're most interested in learning about. And then after you do that, it goes through all the insurance data that we pre-process, and it gives you a detailed report, answering all the questions that you want to know, making this process more accessible. And so the main thing is that employees want to know what type of prescription drugs are covered in their plan, which is why that's one of the main features of our product. And so this is sort of the implementation. So first, like I mentioned, you put in the seed medical insurance data, and then we pre-process it so it's easier for the LLMs to understand. And then we search through the drug formularies in order to extract the most relevant information. And then we at the very end we provide a summary of the benefits for the consumers.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. So now we're going back to insurance talk. And, I provided all of these pros of what brokers do for you for free. So why does everyone not use a broker? There's three main things that we've gathered. One is the profit model. You don't know if brokers are scamming you when they recommend you a plan because they are incentivized to sell you the most expensive one. They get paid commission based off of your premiums. So if you're paying more premiums, they're making more money. They also might have special contracts with insurance companies. And yeah, you just if health insurance is so complex, you have no idea if they're genuinely on your side or if they are just trying to sell you the most expensive one. Secondly, you have to be proactive. Um, you'll have to like look through a network of brokers, talk to them, see if they are someone that you want to work with throughout the year, and literally just hop on the phone to partner with a broker. More and more people today who are used to social media, forums, and online don't want to deal with calling brokers. Um, and the third is what we want to get into the most. So it's hard to find a broker that helps individuals. As mentioned, brokers typically serve businesses because that's what makes them the most money. Um, and here's the big problem. Brokers are incentivized to maximize sales and minimize support. What I mean by this is brokers make money if they sell 10 insurance plans and spend all of their time selling people on plans and don't spend their time supporting employees through the year who they sold to. But on the other hand, employees want support. Employees want someone to help them look through all these plans, answer their questions, give them that personalized attention. But that's just not what makes money for brokers. Now we'll talk about ICRA. A lot of concepts. If you guys heard about ICRA, ICRA is something that's really new, came out in 2020, and it's a new way for employers to provide medical benefits. Employers provide, so basically how this works is instead of sponsoring a group plan, employers will give you like, let's say $1,000 a month, and you as the employee can go to the marketplace and use that $1,000 to buy whatever plan you want. A key point is that employees get flexibility. I'll just name two compelling use cases for you to consider ICRA if that's something you're interested in. Firstly, if you're a remote company, ICRA is a very valid option. Instead of buying a super expensive nationwide plan that covers your employee in New York and your employee in San Francisco, you'll buy ICRA and your employee in New York will buy a New York plan and your employee in SS can buy an SS plan. Saves a lot of money. Second use case I'll mention is if your employees have different needs. Let's say one of your employees is constantly sick or has dependents that need an expensive plan, while your other employees are really healthy and don't need that. Why are you paying for an expensive plan for your whole company when you can just be allowing them to be flexible? Here's a little chart showing how ICRA has grown in popularity. Um, and what's the problem? The problem is in each state marketplace, just the New York City one, there's 105 plans that your employee will have to sift through. Um, the problem is individuals on ICRA plan need brokers to explain to them why would I choose this one out of the 105 options. But the broker model doesn't work for individual health plans because they want to minimize the support that they have to do. What is the market doing? So Take Command and Dash are two like industry leaders in ICRA, and what they're doing is literally hiring brokers. So they recognize that employees need advice on what plans to choose, and they solve that by literally allowing brokers to partner with them. Um, we won't get into like two clear reasons why this isn't going to work is that it doesn't scale. In order to take on more clients, you're going to have to hire more and more human brokers. And secondly, they're expensive. Um, for a service that we have shown that a computer can do, um, like brokers, their skill set is much better utilized to like convince people to enroll rather than helping them on these like minute insurance questions. Here's our solution. Part two. So we shown that Demystify AI is able to answer questions that a broker can answer. What we're doing is partnering with Gleam, the company that I work for personally, which is an ICRA marketplace, to uh, use AI agents to solve this problem. So now, for example, in Gleam, you can purchase plans in this way, and we're imagining a world where you can ask, demystify within this app, hey, did this plan cover Ozempic? Is Dr. Doe in the plan network? If I have someone that's sick, is this a good idea? And through this, um, businesses can get the financial benefits of ICRA while also catering to each employee's need, being a better benefit in general. So yeah, next steps. That is what our plan is after this hackathon. And for a quick recap, one, LLMs, when used in this agentic workflow, are able to use the same document that brokers use to provide the same support that a broker supports. And in this growing ICRA market, there is this unsolved gap created by incentives. And AI agents will help disrupt this market by solving this incentive problem. AI agents can work 24/7 without needing to worry about like what their time is aligned for, with 24/7 instant support. And yeah, thank you. That's our presentation, and here's our contact. Uh, Feel free to reach out to me if you're interested in ICRA. And yeah,